Now we are going to go on to Mr. Greg. Greg says, I've started dating again after divorce. A nice uplifting one. A nice up. Okay, so I've started dating again after divorce, and I've met this amazing woman. Ooh, I'm invested. We like love in the spirit of the month of February, and once again, just want to remind everybody about joining myself and my girl Shell of over on at the psychic clinic for our 10-hour live on Friday the 14th of February. Why did I think January? I was just about to say Friday the 14th of January. um well, I mean, we are dealing in psychic realms. We could go back in time. Anyway, so that was a bad joke. Anyway, so his Greg questions are: what is the deal with her? Is she the real thing? I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is this one of those times? I like the self awareness, Mr. Greg. I like the self awareness. And what are her intentions? So let's start with: what is the deal with her? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I feel as though your this woman, she is, there's something not quite, you know how there's some people that you can meet who are just, when you meet them, what you see is what you get. I do feel as though that what you see is not all that you can get. There is something that, I can't say she's hiding, but it's something behind the scenes that she's dealing with that you don't know about. The image that I'm getting is somebody who is, ah, it's the equivalent of, um, a woman who will, sleep with her boyfriend, wake up in the morning before he is up, put on makeup, and then slide back into bed. So it's like, I mean, depending on who you're talking to, and it's not on a higher level of deception, but there is something deceptive about that. Whereas it's like, or like, you know, waiting to use bathroom facilities to just try and appear sort of mysterious. I think that if you're going to be in a relationship, especially as intimate as marriage, you need to start at some point. I'm not saying like go to the bathroom. Oh boy, I'm about to go a detour. I'm not saying go to the bathroom with the door open. I'm just saying, like, waiting 4 hours just so as not to look like you don't. Anyway, there's something that she's dealing with, because I got the devil card, and I feel like she's still tied to something else. It doesn't mean it's another man or an ex or what have you, but there's some things that she's still dealing with, that will have an impact on your relationship. Let's see what that is. I feel like she's starting to also develop some feelings for you, and I think that it could be a good relationship if she's willing to deal with what she's working on. Yeah, trapped, instant stuff. So I feel like you just will need to talk to her, and or okay. So when I said that, I felt a level of resistance from your side, which is, um not so much not wanting to talk to her, but feeling like it's too early. So if you feel like it's too early, then the best thing is, with this information, to be maybe to observe her a bit closer, to see how she acts and how she kind of is dealing with things and how they come across to you. So like I said, I feel as though she's someone who then like goes home, deals with a whole bunch of stuff, but then when it comes to you, she like puts her makeup on, puts her clothes on, and then acts as though she's a free spirit and everything is good and everything is fine. But I feel like there's something heavy that she's dealing with, that you don't know about. Um, let's see. And then the second question is, I have a I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is that one of those times? What's so interesting is, as I was reading that, my voice went a bit. I'm gonna have to clear that. So in my my interpretation of that, I also felt a bit of a constricted throat. I feel like you put women on a pedestal because um, you don't see yourself as, you have an issue with self, not self-esteem, but like how you perceive yourself. And I feel like you will, like, when you like fall for a woman or you see a woman, you will automatically put yourself in a, I guess, a subordinate position. um and and so there's also a feeling of, um in putting a woman on a pedestal, then she can save you. There's a feeling of kind of not so much needing to be saved, but I feel like there's a specific issue with your relationships with your caregiver, your feminine caregiver. So that could have been aunt or whatever, but I'm thinking mom. You, without saying, you have mom issues. And so or rather, this, what's coming across is mom issues. And putting on a pedestal, because I mean, think about it, as like anybody who's a parent. Jesus, please take the wheel. I just saw the I, I just saw it. Okay, so what was I talking about? Great, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, no. As a caregiver, as a parent, especially as like a mother, there's this whole, you love your child, you will do everything for your child. And from a limited perspective of a child, mother is everything. You are like the whole world. And even though, like, let's say a child starts to have a stomach ache, they don't know how to deal with that, but then mom will turn up with something that makes the stomach better. And so there's now the association that mom changes the world, makes things better for you. And so I think that there might have been a level of something that didn't develop properly with your association with mom. And now that association is then being projected onto all of the women that you put on a pedestal. I hope that made sense. So I think, so I have a habit of putting women on a pedestal. Is this one of those times? It does feel like it's one of those times, because the raving of, I've met this amazing woman who you don't really know. I think you've started doing it. So I do feel like, you said you come from a divorce. The Hermit card came up again. Mr. Greg, I feel like you need to spend the time by yourself. I feel like there's an aspect of fear of being alone, because you have to look your own stuff in the face, and it's okay. We all have issues looking our own stuff in the face. Sometimes it is easier to project and uh, blame and give it to other people, because that takes away the feeling of ickiness. So if we can throw that feeling of ickiness to be associated with someone else, it's just easier to deal with than to look your own BS in the face and wade your way and deal with it. And I feel like you have a lot of that to work, a lot of work to do. I feel like you might not be 100% past your marriage. There's a feeling of your wife, your ex-wife let you down, but I feel as though it's more because you put up, that's it. Your ex fell off your pedestal, and that devastated you, because I mean, when you think so highly of somebody and then they fall off the pedestal, that is destabilizing. And so I feel like your need to put women on pedestals and connect and bridge that gap of connection, it if you're not doing it, you're going to find and put yourself in situations, albeit unconsciously, where you get to do it. So, all right. So, what are her intentions? Ah, I'm sorry. It feels as though you may not be her only person. Okay, I did say this at the beginning, which is that um, she may be in another situation, and then this card came up now. So you are this for me feels like she's. I feel like she cares about you, but you are one of two that like two of one of two situations that she has to choose from. In essence, she was your only one. You're one of her choices. That's what that feels like. So yeah, and then like the whole sort of looking elsewhere as well. I'm sorry. I'm going to reiterate and come back to the fact that you need to spend some time alone. You need to spend some time talking to someone to help you process through your stuff, because there is stuff to be processed through there. I do see you with someone in the future, but I feel like for right now, it's important that you take the time to deal with Greg and find healing and peace. Heal through the feelings of your marriage coming to an end, and also heal the mommy issues. I feel like once you've done enough work of the yeah, I don't feel like this relationship is going to go as far as you would want it to go. Um, so I really do hope that you can take this information and make an informed decision about how to move forward. But I do feel like you need to put yourself first and put your healing first and put your uh become more committed to Greg first before um putting the responsibility of Greg feeling okay on someone else, especially someone else who comes with a big suitcase of their own baggage. Yeah, so that's it really.